What's up guys, it's Pick'em with HuddleGG, and yesterday EA dropped a huge title update where they added over 1,000 plays to different playbooks throughout this game, including 280 plus new plays. Today we're going to show you 5 of the best ones that they added in. With that being said, let's dive right into it.
Ready?
The first play that we're going over today can be found in the Jacksonville Jaguars playbook, which is the most popular playbook in the game, and it's a new formation that was added with bunch tight end weak, and the play we're using is mesh X post. Now this is going to be a play to beat cover 3 over the top for a 1-play touchdown. What you're going to see here is we want to come out with the bunch to the wide side of the field, and then we're going to streak the Y receiver and we're going to streak the A or the tight end. So this is what the setup should look like with your running back. You could put him on something like a Texas, you could put him on an in or an out just to have an outlet if you wanted, or you can block him for extra protection. What you're going to see here is when we say hike, we are just going to wait for the Y to get into the seam, and we're going to pass lead this away from the safety, and we're going to be able to throw that in that hole there between the deep middle safety and the outside third for the easy 1-play touchdown. So if we look at the replay here real quick, you're going to see why this play works. Now this route here from the outside receiver is going to hold the outside corner down, as you can see here, because this streak is not in the vision of this outside corner. Now the safety has to split the difference between the tight end and the streak here, which gives us this opening to pass lead this into that area of the field. And you can see the safety obviously cannot get over there and make a play, and we're able to get that easy 1-play touchdown. So if we run that one more time, you'll see what it's going to look like. We are going to streak the Y, streak the tight end, and then we can either block our running back or we can put them on a route underneath to give us an outlet if they do cover the bomb deep. From there, we're just going to say hike, and you're going to see we're going to buy time, and we can pass lead this away from that safety, and we're able to generate that easy 1-play touchdown from the most popular playbook in the game. The next play we're going to go over can be found in the Benkurt Dimes playbook, and it's going to be flood pylon shot out of the gun trio halfback weak, and this is designed to be a 1-play touchdown against cover 4 quarters. So you can see here on the defensive side of the ball, we are in cover 4 quarters. And what we want to do, again, setup is very simple. We want the trips to the wide side of the field. We're going to put the B or the inside receiver on a streak. We're going to put the X or the outside receiver on a comeback. And this is what your final play out should look like. The first read is going to be the B over the top for the 1-play touchdown. If they go cover that with their user, you then have the running back or the tight end on the mesh concept underneath. What you're going to see is we're going to say hike, and we're just going to be able to lob this ball over the top, and it's going to be the easiest 1-play touchdown you're going to find against cover 4 quarters. So again, let's run that one more time just to show you the consistency. We're going to streak the B or the inside receiver, and we're going to put the X or the outside receiver on a comeback. From there, we're just going to say hike. We're going to buy the time we need in the pocket. We're just going to throw that ball over the top, and you can see once again an easy 1-play touchdown to that inside receiver. We're going to go into the replay real quick and talk about why this play works. And when we're facing quarters, we're going to put this safety in conflict. Okay, so this safety actually has 2 jobs in quarters here in Madden. He's going to be responsible for the number 3 vertical. Okay, so this player going vertical is something that he will take. So if he's on a deep cross or something like that, he will cover that. But he also plays a cut technique on the tight end. And if he plays a cut technique on the tight end, this outside corner has to replace him over the top to cover this receiver vertical. Okay, so if this tight end goes on a drag, which you can see here, the safety is going to take him, which then puts this outside corner in a really bad position because he's now trying to fight over the top to get this number 3 receiver going vertical. And that's what opens this up for the easy 1-play touchdown over the top. The next play that we're going to talk about is going to be motion cross screen out of the gun split Y off close formation. And this can be found in the New York Giants offensive playbook. And this is really good against cover 2 man style defenses. Now, when we come out on this play, one thing I want to point your attention to, which is really cool about the formation, if we look in the backfield, you can see to the left of our quarterback, we do have our running back. But to the right of the quarterback, which is actually the player we're going to be throwing this screen to, is going to be our wide receiver. Okay, so it's going to be wide receiver 3 in your depth chart. And getting that ball in the hands of your slot receiver in space is always a good thing. Again, you can see on the defensive side of the ball, we have cover 2 man. All we want to do for our setup is we're going to untarget this backside edge defender. And the reason we're going to do that is the defensive tackle in certain formations and alignments can come in pretty quick after the quarterback. We want to do this. It gives us a little bit more time. It's just a split second, but it allows us to get this throw off a little bit more consistently. So what we want to do here is we're just going to say hike. We're going to allow him to go out there. We're just going to lob that ball there. And you can see that we now have these 2 blockers, and we're going to be able to get some easy yardage against cover 2 man. Again, if we run this against another formation, you can see it'll work as well. So let's say that they were in a nickel. style defense and they were in cover 2 man, we're going to do the same thing. Again, we want to untarget this backside defender every time just to be consistent with it. From here, we're going to say hike. We're going to allow our player to get out there in open space. We're going to throw that ball, and we're going to be able to get our easy yardage there. And he actually got out in front of the blockers there on that rep. But you'll see if we run this again, this is going to be something that you can run against cover 2 man regardless of the formation. And you can see that we're able to get some easy yardage there, follow our blockers. And again, against cover 2 man, this is just another wrinkle that you can throw in to attack this defense and get your opponent out of this. Next, we're going to talk about the best cover 4 drop beater in the game. But before we do, if you're looking for the most unique and dominant playbook in Madden, we have you covered over at HuddleGG. We've built 5 individual game plans out of the Giants playbook alone, breaking down a variety of different formations to help you score against any defense you're going to face. And that's just the Giants. Across the site, we currently have 20 full game plans with more dropping all year long. If you want the most detailed, teaching-focused game plans in the Madden and college football community, HuddleGG is where you need to be. The next play that we're going to be going over can be found in the New York Jets offensive playbook, which again is one of the more popular playbooks in the game. We're going to be in gun tight open, and the play we're going to be using is red zone halfback scissors, and this is designed to beat cover 4 drop for a 1-play touchdown over the top. So you can see here we have cover 4 drop set up on the defensive side of the ball, and what we want to do with our setup is we are going to align the running back to the short side of the field. We're going to streak the A or the tight end, and then the B route who's on the post, we're going to custom stem him up 1, 2, 3 times on the D-pad. Your playout should look like this, and then we're going to motion that receiver here to the left. Okay, so this is what our final playout should look like. And the one thing that I like to do against cover 4 drop is all your cover 4 drops are only going to be rushing 3 people. So I actually like to double team the D tackle just to allow us to climb the pocket and give us a little bit more time there to make this throw, because we are going to wait for this play to develop, and we're looking to hit the B as he breaks towards the sideline. So when we say hike here, you're going to see that we're just going to buy our time in the pocket. We're going to wait for that B to break towards the sideline. We're going to be able to throw that ball right there to that open grass and get ourselves an easy 1-play touchdown. Now, if we set this up again, just to show you the consistency, we are going to streak the tight end, again, running back aligned to the short side of the field. We're going to custom stem up the B 3 times on the D-pad, and then we're going to motion that receiver over here to the left. Again, this last setup, you don't have to do. I do like to double team the D tackle. Again, they're only sending 3. I want to have that time in the pocket. We're going to say hike. We're just going to sit here, buy our time in the pocket. And when he breaks to the sideline, we're going to throw that ball. And you can see that we're able to catch that right there and get ourselves that easy 1-play touchdown. Now, if we look at the replay, you're going to see why this play works so effectively. And we're going to look to the left side of the screen here. Okay, so this corner route here is going to keep the outside corner's attention, and we're not having this receiver break until this corner has established that he's going to go down and cover this player here. Okay, so we're just waiting for this player to go down here. That's why we custom stem up this route here, to wait to break, because right now he's not in the outside quarter's vision, right? Right now, while he's running straight down the field, he's not in the vision of this player. So this player is going to say, okay, I have nobody to worry about. I'm going to go down and cover this shorter corner. And now as he breaks toward the sideline, this deep safety is not going to break with him, and they have to keep depth with this receiver over here. So that tight end actually gets this player to keep going deep, which allows this break to get wide open here. And again, just rat catch that and get yourself the easy touchdown, again, against cover 4 drop defense. The last play we're going to go over for today's video can be found in the Minnesota Vikings offensive playbook. It's going to be in gun bunch tight end, and the play is crosser poco. Now, this is going to be a play that works against all zone coverages, and what we want to do is we want to come out with the bunch to the short side of the field. We're going to first custom stem up the middle receiver once on the D-pad, and then we're going to custom stem up the X receiver, that outside receiver, all the way down the field. Okay, so you're just going to hold up on the left stick until it goes all the way down the field, and we're essentially creating an inside release seam route here with the X receiver. Now, that's going to be our first read on the play. Okay, so what you're going to see is we're going to say hike. We're going to be able to throw this right in that pocket as the other 2 receivers actually separate the zone coverage, guys. And if we look at the replay here real quick, you're going to see that the B is going to help take the hook curl to the inside a little bit right here. And then this receiver is going to help take the flat out, which opens up this space here between those 2 defenders. And we're going to be able to throw that quickly for the rack and get ourselves some easy yardage against your zone coverages. Okay, that's going to work the best against cover 3 and cover 4 there. And then what we're going to look to next is actually going to be the tight end underneath. Okay, so if we don't get that read to the X right away, we're going to now look to the tight end as he's crossing the field underneath. Okay, so this is the setup, is what it's going to look like. We're going to say hike. We don't like that first read. Now we're just going to be able to dump this off and get ourselves an easy 5+ yards to the tight end. Okay, so our first read is going to be that X quick throw right up the seam. Our next read is going to be the tight end as he is going on the underneath drag. And then our last read is going to be the Y receiver as he sits down on that hook or that curl to the outside. Okay, so this is going to be if our opponent starts to shade underneath. Let's say they're going to be aggressive underneath to try to take away our quick little throw to the left, and then also try to take away that tight end on that drag route. Now we're going to wait for the Y to get open. So you're going to see here, when that Y sits down right there, we're going to be able to throw that in the opening and get ourselves an easy completion. If we look at the replay, you're going to see why that route works so well. And it's actually that seam that we've custom stemmed all the way down the field. Because it's to the short side of the field, he's going to get the attention of that outside corner. And you can see that he's going to have to get depth with this receiver. And that allows our player to sit here right wide open on the sideline for the easy completion. Again, that's going to work against all of your coverages, zone coverage wise, especially when they start to get aggressive and shade that coverage underneath. And if you guys are looking to get even better at Madden, make sure to join our free Discord by going to HuddleGG/Discord. Have a great day.